So we're going to talk about dominating, not just getting, not just doing, not just making, dominating your New Year's resolutions. And these are some hacks that are over and above create smart goals and blah, 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 blah. All right. So one we're going to start with, actually, I'll do a little bit of pretext, is Jeremiah. Do you know why often we make goals at the start of a new year?
I'm going to take a stab that it has to do with our feeling of fresh starts.
Genius. Yes, it's actually called the fresh start effect. I did not prompt him.
Wow, really? Okay. Woohoo!
It's called the fresh start effect, which is a temporal landmark. So a temporal landmark is any time that's a new start of a week, start of a day, start of a month. New Year's is the biggest temporal landmarks for us humans, especially because it's pretty easy to understand you're start of a whole new year. There's a big differentiation. And what the fresh start effect does is in your brain, you see a difference between the past and the future. So you can say, I was a different person today. I could be a different person tomorrow. So there's this whole element of possibility around a new start. All right, so what we're going to start with as far as dominating our New Year's, and I think this is a good time to get into this, not around the first, but around the middle of the month, because 64% of people make it through the first month of their New Year's resolutions, which also means that 34% of people drop, and 12% of people make it the whole year. So let's talk about, I know, yeah. And there's another stat for you, is if you do a New Year's resolution, you are 145% more likely to keep it than any other goal, which doesn't say a whole lot about our goals if we're making it to 12%. So let's kick that fresh start effect into gear and give you guys a little bit more tools. So one is shorten your time frame. So let's say you wrote your goals and your goal is, I would like to make 500 new LinkedIn connections in the year. There's a pretty big gap, especially in your brain, between now and the end of the year. So what you're going to want to do is shorten that time frame. What does that mean per month? It's around 40. If you're going 500, that's around 40 new contacts a month. What does that mean per week? All right, what does that mean per day? So now you're going to shorten that time frame so it's something tangible and something real that you can put into, this brings us to our next hack, practice. That we can put into a practice. Doesn't need to be a daily practice, but I would say at least a weekly practice. So let's go back to our new connections. You're going to put it into a practice very specifically. All right. So is that on Thursdays? Thursday mornings, I'm going to do my 10 new connections a week. All right. Or is that every day I'm going to do 2 or 3 connections a day? Whatever your practice is, really honor and focus on that, because as we know, those small little things, that's what's going to get you that practice, that daily or weekly practice. I would not do it any more than a week. I wouldn't say, oh, every month, because that's too big of a time frame, right? So how does that actually fit into your work life? And really honor that practice. If you want to get healthy, lose weight, what are the things that we're doing on a regular basis that are going to get us to our goals? And then you'll be pretty surprised how you're able to achieve them. And the next one is, and this is a really fun one, and that is to double reward yourself. I think this is an actual treat. So we all know, okay, I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to give a big pat on the back. Maybe I'll get an ice cream, maybe a special coffee from Starbucks or something when I do something good. But how about, here's a hack, reward yourself when you don't do a bad habit. So a really good example. You're caught up in the YouTube, do both, why not? You're caught up in the YouTube funnel, you're watching all of Jeremiah's videos, you've been on for hours, but you have clients to call, you've got LinkedIn people to connect with. The moment you stop, that also should be a reward center for your brain for stopping a bad habit. And then give yourself a reward. Okay, wait, I'm gonna stop and then I'm gonna go make myself a coffee. I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna go get my ice cream. Whatever it is, reward yourself for stopping a bad habit as much as you reward yourself or doing something good. All right. We want to be very nice to our brains, very gentle. And this is our last one. This is Jerry Seinfeld's hack. You can slip up once, but you cannot slip up twice in a row. Do not. So once you slip up twice in a row, your brain, our trusty brain say, oh, I guess we don't do this anymore. Once it's like, oh, okay, I guess we missed Wednesday. We'll just catch up next week. Maybe not. But twice, we don't do it anymore. You've now officially broken the chain. Get yourself a calendar or one of those, get a free calendar. They're everywhere right now, and start those X's going. And this is Jerry Seinfeld's hack. He writes every single day, no matter what. It could be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 hours, but he gets that X on that calendar, and his whole purpose, his whole goal is never break the chain. And we all know what a phenomenal writer he is, what a phenomenal comedian he is. And that's because he's committed to daily practice. And then this is his hack that he uses that works for him. So I would suggest try that, try the X's, and don't break the chain.